Okay, so we want to be on the play. 2 lands and a way to push another one to the top of our deck if we need to. So this looks like a very keepable hand. I'm going to keep. I'm going to start with our Simic Guildgate since it's going to enter the battlefield tapped. And then follow it up with the Island and the Silhana Wayfinder. There's that. Okay, no lands yet. We are going to play the Wayfinder because we definitely want to draw a land next turn and keep advancing our board. So we're going to take this forest and push the rest of the bottom of the deck in a random order. See if our opponent has a turn to play. They don't. Okay, so we're gonna go. We're gonna play our land. You always want to play your land before. Typically want to play your land before combat, just so you can represent more cards to your opponent. And then we're gonna go into combat here. We're gonna go to attackers. I'm gonna declare attacker with Silhana Wayfinder. Our opponent doesn't look like they have anything to do, and then before end of turn, we're gonna play our Steeple Creeper here. And then, so next turn, we can bounce whatever creature our opponent plays back to their hand, draw a card, get in for 6 damage. Or our opponent misses a land drop, which is unfortunate for them, but c'est la vie. See if they have a removal spell. Depose, tap target creature, that's fine. Go ahead and let that resolve. I'm going to draw a card. Let's go to attackers and then attack with Silhana Wayfinder again. Get a damage. And then end of turn, I think we're going to play our Gyre Engineer, especially since we're running a little bit behind on lands. He'll allow us to play our Frill Mystic next turn if we need to, or if we draw land. We could potentially even play Swirling Torrent, though I don't think we want to do that right now. Our opponent looks like they're running behind on lands, which is unfortunate for them. Oh, and we got a quick concede. So easy game 1. We didn't see enough of our opponent's deck to know what is worth sideboarding. They're playing Azorius, so can expect. There we go. So we can expect them to probably have some flyers and to have a nice little ground game. So being able to bounce back to their hand seems just fine. Depending on how their deck plays out, it might be worthwhile to sideboard in some of the thought collapses. Okay, so we mulliganed that first hand just because we didn't have enough lands, but now we got 2 lands, 2 2-drop spells, so we'll give that a shot. We can play Gatebreaker if we ever get the other one. We're going to keep. Slime Bind, we're going to send to the bottom. We want to see a land. Okay, there's our land. We'll go ahead and play out our forest, pass turn. Tap land for our opponent. Play our island. Play the Sauroform hybrid. Okay, so play this. Do we want to offer the trade to our opponent? Yeah. Really don't super mind if they trade here. So we're going to go to attackers. I just want to get in all the damage that we can. Yeah, I figured they would let that go. And so now we're going to play our Gatebreaker Ram. Okay, so our opponent is searching here. They get to reveal a creature card and then put the rest on the bottom of their deck. Shame we drew our, okay, Cynic Courier, so they'll have a nice little blocker. It's a shame we drew our plains instead of one of our other lands. this turn because now we're not going to be able to play our Frilled Mystic the next turn unless we get this exact card. Perfect. Okay, so play that. We're going to go, let's go into combat here. I'll attack again. Slime Bind. Do we want to counter that? So probably not here. So they're going to put Slime Bind on this, block with Steeple Creeper, and wind up killing that. So it's basically a 1-for-1. I'd rather save this Frilled Mystic for whatever they're potentially going to play next turn. So we're going to let this go. Sure. Still take 2 and end turn. Pass. Love for them to play something before combat, but they're a little smarter than that. So pass. Pass. Okay, Cynic Courier. We'll go ahead and counter that with Frilled Mystic. So now we'll have take action. Okay, so we're going to play our forest here and keep back our plains so our opponent doesn't know about that. Go into combat. All attack. 2 attackers. Okay, got our opponent down to 11, and then play our Mammoth Spider, which will be a nice blocker for Steeple Creeper. Even if they want to give them flying, we'll be able to throw Mammoth Spider in front of it. And then feeling pretty good having applied Biomancy next turn. Won't quite get us to the win, but potentially get us pretty close unless our opponent is able to play a solid blocker here. Okay, nothing from them. So play a land for turn. So now we can adapt Sora Form Hybrid. So we're gonna go right into combat, and we have options, which is nice. Kind of puts the onus on our opponent to do something here, because if they don't take care of the Star Form Hybrid, they're going to wind up taking 9 damage. If they do play something, we have an applied Biomancy that we can use to turn the combat in our favor. So we're sitting in a good position here. Okay, so no damage yet from our opponent. We're going to go ahead and adapt and see what our opponent has. I imagine they have a removal spell. Yep. So they saved themselves from some damage this turn, but they were just in a very tough position. And now we're going to be, yeah, that Sentinel's Mark is fine. They are going to get lifelink, which is unfortunate, but and they're going to concede. Okay. So we had applied Biomancy. We could have bounced their creature. We probably would have done it before combat just to see if they had any responses to it. But yeah, good game for us. 2 easy wins. So first win of their day. Let's go to match number 2 and see what we can do.